Hey, what's going on to all my Pisces out there? Just checking to see if my mic's on. Let's get into it. So for my Pisces, you have the Wheel of Fortune, the Lovers, the Six of Swords, the Page of Wands, the Nine of Wands, the Three of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, the Death card, and then you have the Empress. So what I'm seeing here is a lot of you Pisces right now happen to be in a situation where you Pisces are getting a chance. You're meeting someone right now, so you are getting a chance to kick it with someone, date again. Um, Very fortunate, very convenient, right? The Wheel of Fortune. That once you got out of one relationship with somebody, you got yourself into another relationship with somebody else fairly soon. The Six of Swords represents this person or people in general coming in, while the Lovers represents the two of you actually are planning on hanging out, if not starting to hang out already. Because now we're in the era where everything is microwavable, and now you got to hurry up and begin to hang out. Otherwise, the person will flake out on you and all this other type of stuff. But the Page of Wands and the Nine of Wands now represents this being a situation for you where what happens now is you're in a particular situation where you Pisces let them know what it is, or you should let them know what it is, that if they're playing games with you, just tell them what it is that you want, right? If you want a relationship, let them know that you want a relationship. Otherwise, we're going to play the merry-go-round game where everybody is running around, but nobody actually knows. Let me close this a little bit. But nobody actually knows what it is that they're looking for. And that's one of the things that ultimately really puts a damper on relationships in the first place, is because not too many people actually know who they are and what they want. In the modern day context, you really have to get directly to the point and say what it is that you want immediately. Because if you don't, then from the jump, because if you don't, what happens is that's what creates a system where everything seems like it's very up in the air. Everything seems like it's up in the air due to the fact that, you know, um, everything seems like it's up in the air due to the fact that it is up in the air, right? Modern context of what relationships consist of is you don't know what to do, the other person doesn't know what to do. The other person doesn't know if they should start initiating intimacy, physical intimacy, or what's going on, as to where if the two people said what it is that they want immediately, that lowers the chance of the BS. Now, I'm not saying that the Nine of Wands, this person may still end up giving you some BS, or you may find out some things about this particular person because you actually stated what it is that you want. Some of you stated what it is that you want immediately, and that's good, because what that means here is, for the some of you who understand what it is that you want and actually decided to say it up front, that puts you Pisces into a situation where you're actually ahead of the eight ball. You're ahead of the game. And you are ahead of the game due to the fact that you let them know exactly what it is that you want, and it lowers the chance of the BS. Now, the Nine of Wands, like I said before, it's still, depending on who it is, the person can still bring up some sort of BS. But what it does do is it puts you into a situation where what happens now is, because of that, this person can basically tell you exactly what it is that they want. So if someone is a fly-by-night kind of person, well, you really shouldn't take them very seriously as far as a relationship is concerned. More than likely they're going to tell you, or more than likely they're going to let you know what it is. Now, whenever, I will say this though, whenever it is that you have someone and you let them know what it is that you want and they say yes to it, and they are fidgeting around with it, it's time for you to get them away from you, because those are the type of people who essentially moved the goalpost. Now all of a sudden they move the goalpost to what the two of you agreed upon, right? So now it's a situation where whatever it is that the two of you agreed upon, they move the goalposts. Now they want to be a relationship now, right? If it was just supposed to be friends with benefits, now it's if you were supposed to be friends with benefits, excuse me, if you wanted a relationship, now they just want to be friends with benefits. That's just how it goes. So some of you are going to have to learn to let these people go if that's the case. The Three of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords represents this being a situation for you where what happens now is the Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords, excuse me, Eight of Pentacles and the Five of Swords, excuse me. This is about these people may really let you know that they're not necessarily down with it, to be quite honest with you, and they just a fly-by-night kind of person. And this, Pisces, is exactly what it is that I'm talking about that you need to do. One of the best things that you can do for yourself is to be direct and let these people know exactly what it is that you want from them. So that way, if they agreed, they are supposed to understand the context of why you're hanging out with them, right? So it alleviates everything being up in the air. If they still act like everything is up in the air and they're being fugazi and they are being wishy-washy, then it means by definition, no matter what they say, they on some BS. Because you told them exactly what it is that you want and they said okay to that, whether it is that their actions said okay or whether they verbally said okay. This is why it is that I say get words with actions. If you don't get words with actions, it's wrong. Too many people are only too many people are only caught up on getting actions, but if you just concentrate on getting actions, you can be manipulated. This is where the games is, because there was nothing discussed. There was no communication happening. So you need words and actions. If you have words with no actions, it's wasting your time. If you have actions with no words, it's still wasting your time. So you need both. If you get one without the other, it's wrong. Not because I'm saying so, but because you're going to set yourself up for failure if you do it another way, if you only get one without the other. So the Eight of Pentacles and the Five of Swords is they on some BS, and you know they on some BS because you Pisces let them know what it was, and there was communication between the two. So, but they acting out, they acting a role, they playing games, and you Pisces know that they're playing games. So they really look some kind of way due to the fact that you Pisces know what time it was. So the Death card and the Empress now represents the next thing for you to do is to obviously leave that situation alone, because maybe this person flaked on you. So what you do after that is don't go back. Don't try to holler at them anymore. Don't try to talk to them. Don't try to say hey ever again. It's a wrap between you and them. They just all talk. That's all it is that they do. Talk, and maybe one date just so that they can get some free food. If you're into dinner dates and all this other type of stuff, I'm not. But if that's what it is that you want to do, okay. Person better be happy with a hot dog or a 2-piece, you know what I mean, a 2-piece from Popeyes or something like this or whatnot. You know, something cool, something downscaled. If not, I ain't rocking with it. Period. Because what exactly do you want a fancy dinner for? What do you want a fancy dinner for? You want a super fancy dinner, and you want me to spend $200 on what? No, I'm not even going over $40. If you want me to go over $40, guess what that's called, people? That's called tricking off. If you willing to pay $200 on a person you just met, you tricking, whether it is that you know it or not. Unfortunately, you tricking, and we've all done it to a certain extent, regardless of who we are. But when you get the knowledge, you're supposed to stop doing it, right? So don't allow this person to gaslight you into the situation where you out here, they trying to get you to pay all this amount of money to do all this. No, that's tricking, you know, because you paying all this and paying all that, and you don't really know if you ever going to see this person again. It's not to say this person is living with you, and even then there's no guarantee, because this person, there's always a chance that you may come home one night and this person ends up leaving you, house dark, furniture stolen, and all this other type of stuff, right? So let's clarify the death card. The Seven of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the Five of Wands. To clarify the death card. The Seven of Swords, like I said before, know what your limitations are. Know what your boundaries are. Know what kind of games they was trying to play on you, Pisces. They was trying to get you to trick off for a free meal, which is lame. Anybody out here who's trying to get people to trick off on free meals are lame, because it screams, and let me put you on some game, Pisces, because it screams they can't afford it for themselves. That's what it means. That's why they want you to give them free food, because it's not about the food. If you were really that type of person, where you were really balling out like that, like you really got it like that, for real, the food would not be the miraculous thing to where you got to go through the trouble of tricking somebody or manipulating somebody in order for them to buy you this meal in the first place. It would be you getting to know the person. So to clarify the Queen of Cups and the Five of Wands, the Queen of Cups represents how you, whenever it is that you see these types of people who are running around out here, you just pay attention to what happens and don't allow yourself to get caught up by being vigilant. Yes, you're supposed to give people a fair try, while at the same time, the Five of Wands, don't allow these people to manipulate you. If you allow these people to try to weasel you into situations or conjecture or hearsay, this is where a lot of the problems are going to start, because you have the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands represents fighting, because people who are scam artists and con artists and people who are not really interested in you, that's what it is that they do. They dabble in the dark. They dabble when it comes to, they dabble in inconsistencies. They dabble with technicalities. Technically, we wasn't really going out, so yeah, I got this out of you. I just take the dinner as a consolation prize. No, you knew what it was, and they know what it was. But that's why it is that you need to get words with actions. Otherwise, it's just conjecture. So comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Right here, I would like to get this YouTube channel to 2,500 subs. As of right now, I'm 2,330 subscribers. So please hit that subscribe button. Let's get it to 2,500. Peace.